We have 500 grams of flour here, which we have sieved. We have also added some cinnamon there for flavor. So in 500 grams of flour, we shall put in 4 tablespoons of margarine. 4 tablespoons, each tablespoon has about 25 grams. So we put in 4 tablespoons of margarine. Those are 3 and 4. So after putting in the margarine, you rub in this margarine using fingertips while lifting the mixture in the air. So this rubbing in actually helps us to trap air into our mixture. So you rub in while lifting the mixture in the air. Rub in while lifting the mixture in the air to trap in air. So you rub in until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. So in 500 grams of flour, we shall add in about 5 tablespoons of sugar. So you mix the mixture very well after adding in the sugar. After mixing, we are going to put in 2 teaspoons of yeast. This yeast works as a raising agent. It helps to produce carbon dioxide gas and it makes your bread to rise. So I'll put in 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. Then you mix. This is instant yeast, it is not the other yeast. So instant yeast works better than the other fresh yeast. So you put in the yeast, then you make a well in the middle and you add in warm water. For our case, we shall add in milk. So we are putting in warm milk into the mixture. And after putting in the milk, you bring the mixture together using a wooden spoon and form a dough. So you add milk until you see that you can form a good dough which is not too soft and not too hard. And we don't touch in this mixture with our hands when we're adding in a liquid. You touch in after when you've seen that your mixture can form a dough. Continue adding more warm water. So now that our mixture can form a dough, then you can touch it with your hands, and you knead until you form a good dough which is clean. So for yeasty products like bread and donuts, pizza, the more you knead this dough, the better the product. So you are supposed to knead for some good time until you develop a lot of gluten. So we need to develop gluten protein in this dough, and we can only achieve that by kneading our dough for some good time. So now we transfer our dough to a clean table. And we knead while stretching the dough. So it's like you knead while tearing the dough, you stretch it. The more you stretch it, the more you form gluten, and gluten is good for bread and donuts and pizza. So you need while stretching your dough such that your dough becomes elastic enough. So we are going to knead for about 15 minutes to 20, and our dough will be ready. And after kneading, we shall improve, and our dough will double in size, as you will see. Now our dough is ready. We are done with kneading. So what we are going to do, we are going to do what we call proving. Proving of the dough is actually providing warm conditions for this dough for the yeast to work. So as you are aware that yeast is a microorganism, it has enzymes in it. These enzymes need an optimum temperature of about 37 to 40 to work on the substrates present in the dough to be able to produce the carbon dioxide gas. So we are going to put this dough in a lightly greased bowl. As you can see, this bowl is lightly greased. So we are going to cover this bowl with a cling film. We don't want any air to enter into this mixture. So you cover with a cling film. As you can see. So we are going to take it under the sun. The sun will actually provide those warm conditions for this dough. And after proving, we shall knead again lightly, and then we shall bake. So this mixture can make donuts, it can make bread, it can make pizza. So now we are taking it under the sun such that it can double in size. So now our dough has been improved. It is very soft, as you can see. Very soft, and it is very flexible. So we will knead again for the second time. If you have to work with it, you will knead again lightly. You can see how pliable it is and flexible. So we will knead lightly for the second time. Then we put in a greased baking tin, and we make our bread. So this mixture can make donuts and bread, as you will see in this video. So after kneading the dough, we are going to divide this dough into two, and we put one half in this tin. We use this big one. So you try to mold it, and you put it in this tin, which makes half kilogram bread or 500 grams. So before you bake, you leave it again to rise. So you first leave it for some time to rest, and it will double in size again, then you bake. So we shall glaze it with an egg. We shall get an egg and we brush on top before we bake to make it brown, and also to give it that shine appearance. So what we are going to do, we are going to brush it with a beaten egg. This makes it to appear golden brown after baking. In this process we call it glazing. So you brush it with a pastry brush on top. You make sure the eggs don't pour at the bottom, because when they pour at the bottom, they will smell as if they are cooked or fried. So we are done with the glazing our bread. We are waiting for it to proof or to double in size, and we bake. So now we are going to roll this dough 1 centimeter thick, and then you cut out the shapes of donuts. But before you roll out the dough, you make sure that your board is lightly dredged with flour, such that your dough does not stick on the table. So you roll out 1 centimeter thick. Don't overstretch it, because again it will contract and come back to a normal size. So that one is about 1 centimeter thick. So you get a donut cutter and you cut out shapes. We are improvising. The donut cutters are not available right now, so you cut using a plastic cup, and you cut such a shape. Also cut again and remove this. Now using a bottle top, you can make that middle section just like that, and then do the same like that. this.
Hello, grab papers are here, please. Now, get where to fit among these people. But don't go down on the right table. Now, you, are you alone? There's a big place here.
So, if you look at these donuts, they are very soft, and I'm sure they are very tasty, as you can see. They are very good. You can have a taste and see. Try them at home, and you see.
I thought you try them at home. These things are I guess from 4th.